Hello everyone. How are you today? I hope you're having a wonderful day. So, today's live, I want to have a chat about the power of accountability. So, what is it really? What is accountability really? So, in essence, in its simplest forms, it's about doing what you say you will do. So, whether it's in your personal life or your business life, you say you're going to do something, and it can be delivering a project, completing a task, telling someone you're going to meet them at a place, and it's actually doing what you say you're going to do. That's what it is in its simplest terms. And true accountability happens when you find ways to make sure you do for yourself and for others what you say you will do. And sometimes that means getting support, right? So here's the thing that I think we all know about human nature is that we're often the worst judge of our own behavior, right? So many of us can talk ourselves out of anything if we want to, or we can find excuses, or we can easily go down the blame game path. So that seems to be an easy thing. Lots of people find reasons to not hold themselves accountable for their own actions. But there's a price to pay for that, right? So here's the thing that happens around accountability. If you consistently say to someone that you're going to do something with them, you're going to do something for them, and you don't do it, and you don't take ownership of the fact that you haven't done what you said you were going to do. In other words, you haven't kept your word. You haven't kept your word. What it counts to, in other simple terms, is you've broken a promise. You've said you're going to do something, you're going to complete something, you're going to engage in something, whatever it may be, and you don't end up doing it. So you break your promise. You break your word. You don't honor your word. That kind of behavior consistently will eventually lead to distrust. And distrust is one of the most damaging things we can do in any relationship, whether it's personal relationship or business relationships. Trust is really important for success. And so that's why accountability is so important, taking ownership of our actions, doing what we say we're going to do. And if circumstances arise where we're unable to do that, it's up to us to take ownership of that. It's up to us to apologize, to not make excuses, to not blame others or circumstances, but simply to own and say, I wasn't able to do that particular thing or deliver on that. I apologize, and then move forward. So if you don't take ownership and you go through life excusing the behavior or blaming others, you will quickly erode trust, right? So some ways that you can, uplift accountability is to find an accountability partner. So that's one of the most powerful ways to hold yourself accountable. And it can be a coach, it can be a friend, can be a colleague. But you need to choose someone who is not going to be afraid to have the hard conversations with you, who is not going to be afraid to actually hold you accountable, who is not going to let you slide and get away with things. Because no point finding someone who's going to have a touch that is a soft touch and continue to help you have excuses, do the blame game, all of those things. It's not empowering, and it isn't going to help you grow. But accountability partners are awesome for really holding you accountable to yourself. And there's the other thing, we all have that desire. It's human nature to want to be accepted and to want to be thought of with high regard. And so often, where we struggle with ourselves and struggle to hold ourselves accountable, we will hold ourselves accountable to a partner. Right? We want to impress them. We want them to think that we are someone that will honor our word. We want our accountability partner to trust us. And so that's why it's so powerful to get someone to work with you. As I said, friend, colleague, a coach. Coach is terrific because coaches, their fundamental job is to be straight up honest with you. You know, if you work with a coach and you're not having someone who's going to give you the hard truth, who's going to help you grow by pushing yourself, stretching yourself, not buy into your excuses, not buy into any blame game, but really keep pushing you to take ownership of whatever it is that you say you're going to do, that's where the growth happens, right? That's where the growth happens. And that's why coaches are really useful. I mean, I've worked with many over my time, and I'm currently working with a business coach, and he holds a weekly Q&A, question and answer group, private group, and he's amazing at how he coaches people. I get so much value out of it. And even, you know, if I put myself on the line and ask a question, he digs and digs until he gets you to take ownership of the action that you didn't do, that you said you were going to do. Because it's easy to go, oh, my business is not growing, or this is not happening in my life. But then you don't see that you actually have sometimes been the bottleneck, or you have sometimes been the person that stopped that by simply not doing what you say you're going to do. One of the other ways you can help yourself with accountability is to put simple systems in place. So, you know, a very simple to-do list that you tick off. That's a really easy little system to put in place to help you stay accountable. You know, and on your to-do list, put everything on there. So if you look over your day, put the tasks that you need to finish, the people that you say you're going to meet, the meetings that you're going to have, all of that, put and tick, tick, tick as you go through. A really easy and effective way to keep yourself accountable to doing what you say you're going to do. Also use your calendar effectively, right? And put some fat in the calendar for when things go wrong. So for example, if you have a string of appointments and you've got certain tasks and certain things you need to get done by a certain time, always build some contingency. Call it fat in the calendar, right? Put some fat in the calendar for when things go wrong, because life doesn't always sail smoothly. Sometimes we hit some rough storms. We have to, you know, move in a different direction, quickly pivot, or work out, reorganize schedules, reorganize things to kind of manage things. So always kind of have a little bit of fat in your calendar. Managing your calendar effectively is a great way and a very simple and easy way to keep yourself accountable. Most importantly, take ownership of your decisions and your actions. Stop the blame game. If you let someone down, own it, apologize, and do better next time, right? No one's going to hold grudges if you take ownership. People trust you when you take ownership, when you put the accountability on you. When you didn't deliver or something went wrong and you know it was related to something you did or didn't do, take ownership and do better next time. And most important, remember, accountability breeds trust. And that is one of the biggest ingredients for success. Building trust in business, building trust in personal relationships, building trust in community. It's all about doing what you say you're going to do, all about being accountable. It breeds trust, and trust leads to success. When people trust you, they will continue to come back to you. Even in relationships, friendships. Don't be the friend who says, I'm going to call you, I'm going to do this with you, and then you don't show up, or you don't call when you say you're going to call. You know, same with, we don't like it in romantic relationships. You know, you wait by the phone for that partner to ring, or that boyfriend or that girlfriend, and they don't ring. How does it make you feel? Really disappointed. I think that happens across the board. It doesn't matter whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship or a family relationship. When you don't do what you say you're going to do, take ownership of it. Sometimes we can't always call at that exact time, but try to make sure that you do what you say you're going to do as soon as you possibly can, and that if there is a valid reason, you explain and do better next time. I think in conclusion, we simply need to remember that we need to be aware of our limitations as humans. We can talk ourselves out of anything. We can make excuses for anything. We can blame all kinds of circumstances on why we haven't done what we said we were going to do. But, that's putting it on something outside of yourself. It's disempowering, and ultimately it doesn't breed trust. And without trust, there is no real longevity for success in any area of life. So keep yourself accountable, find an accountability partner, or put some simple systems in place to help you stay accountable. Super important for trust and for success. Hope you have a great day. Bye for now.